Australian crime syndicates are using fake plain packaging mass-produced out of Chinese factories to legitimise illicit tobacco and flood the legal market. The ABC has uncovered evidence of Chinese manufacturers spruiking the bogus packaging on online marketplaces like Alibaba, claiming it can be fully customised to mimic legitimate products. The knockoff packets bear a striking resemblance to the real thing, carrying stringent warning labels, pictures of smoking-related harms and the distinctive drab brown colour chosen by Australian authorities. Dr. Becky Freeman is a professor in public health at the University of Sydney and joins us now. Dr. Freeman, thank you for your time. Firstly, overall, how much of the tobacco market here in Australia right now is illicit tobacco?
It's a real concern. It looks like about 50%, so that's half of the market, is illicit tobacco products. And that comes from very reliable sources in the Australian government.
And is that growing?
We fear that it is. It's certainly much larger than it was even just a few years ago. Australia used to have a relatively small illicit market that really didn't impact our tobacco control approaches and has certainly changed very rapidly.
So where does fake plain packaging enter the scene here, and how much of the illicit product is being put in these fake packages?
Yeah, it's interesting to me that we have this illicit market in Australia that is based on a couple of brands that are actually manufactured solely for the illicit market. And they are being imported into Australia. Sometimes they're packaged in fully branded packs with attractive colors. And sometimes, as we're seeing in this story, they're being branded in these fake plain packages. When you look at these plain packages, you can clearly see that they are counterfeit. But obviously, these criminal networks are trying everything to get around our tobacco control measures.
And so these are Australian crime syndicates, as you understand it, having this need for this plain packaging, which is being filled by these Chinese factories.
Yeah, and look, this is a complex issue. I don't want to try and simplify it like, oh, it's just a matter of getting rid of these plain packaging. These products are being manufactured, Asian countries, often shipped through the Middle East and come through our borders. We do know that pretty much all illicit tobacco products and packaging is coming through the Australian border, and tightening up that supply chain is essential. To me, there should only be a very limited number of importers, manufacturers, and retailers so that we can actually control where and how tobacco is sold. It's outrageous to me that when I walk down my own street, it's easier for me to buy illicit cigarettes than it is to buy fresh fruit and vegetables.
Yeah. So on this plain packaging, I mean, can you tell it's fake? Would any shop selling it be unaware that it is fake?
Look, I can't read the minds of shop owners, but certainly when a pack of cigarettes costs 10% of what a tax pack is, so I say a tax pack costs between $40 and $50 and you're selling it for $7, you know you're doing the wrong thing.
So it's hiding in plain sight. Tell us what is being done about it right now.
So we finally have seen our last state, Victoria, introduce tobacco licensing. This is something the public health sector has been calling for literal decades. They're the last state to catch up. And this is sort of the first step in saying, how many places actually even sell this deadly, addictive, and highly taxed product? What we now want to see is those licensing systems set an absolute standard of who should be allowed to sell this product, that you should be able to meet criteria around being transparent about how many products you're sold, where you're accessing those products, when you're selling them. Right now, it's a free-for-all. If you fill out the paperwork and pay the fee, you can sell tobacco products. And to me, we have an oversupply of tobacco in this country. And until licensing systems do something to address that, it's going to be very difficult to get control of the illicit market.
And what you're saying there is that it is the states that need to step up even further here.
Yeah, I don't want to see finger pointing between the states and the government and local government. This actually takes a whole of government approach. We need cooperation, not finger pointing. And that means the states need to lift their game and the federal government needs to lift its game at the border to stop the importation of these products in the first place.
Dr. Becky Freeman, Professor in Public Health at the University of Sydney, thank you for speaking with us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.